right, guys, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title with a video. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Title of today's video, 6 things women need to know about men. Okay. Now, this content comes from author Susan Venker, who's actually authored some books regarding feminism, specifically anti-feminism. Okay. She gets an A in my book for that. All right. But she's an author, speaker, as well as a marriage coach, which I think is interesting, especially within this sector, because this sector is known for dating coaches, not so much on marriage coaches. So I'm interested to hear what she has to say. Let's see how right or wrong that she is. Without further ado.
6 things women need to know about men. Number 1, men are easy to please and quick to forgive.
Yes, and yes.
This is important, especially when it comes to conflict. Understanding that men have very few needs. They're simple as in not stupid, the way the media would have you believe. But
yes.
Simple as in they have far fewer needs than we women do.
Yes.
What they want most of all is respect, first and foremost.
Number 1.
Companionship, affection, appreciation, support.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of it in a nutshell. And so respect.
She got my poetry snaps coming out here. So early, Susan. Great job. Yes. Masculine men, more often than not, easy to please. There's only a couple of quick things that they need. She named some of them. Let's also bring it back to fantastic meals. Let's also say that one as well. But yeah, masculine dudes are often very quick to forget as well. Dudes are quick to, you know what I'm saying, even settling shit, you know, physically, and then dap each other up right after that. That's just the way that we are wired. Okay, let's keep going. Also, real quick, I love what she said too. Simple doesn't mean stupid. Okay, I think far too often a lot of these modern women today confuse the two. Okay, just because we're not complicated to please doesn't mean that we're stupid. Okay, if you think that we're still stupid, look around at everything that's around you. A man probably built it. Let's keep going.
Here's what respect looks like, because a lot of people really have asked me, like, what does it look like to respect a man? Which is really horrible and sad, because that means they haven't really seen it in action enough to even recognize it. But anyway, here it is. Number 1, most important thing, this may not come to mind first and foremost, but it's bigger than you think. Listening. Just listening.
Yes.
Not interrupting, not over talking, not interjecting.
I'm triggered.
Not any of those things. Just
I'm trying big trigger
there and listening. You're actually saying a lot
just by listening.
You're saying nothing.
Yes.
Let me say that again. You're actually saying a lot when you're saying nothing.
Big true.
He reads that as
peace,
respect, which it is, because you're taking in what he's saying rather than thinking of what you're going to say in response.
Right.
And that goes very, 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 very far with a man. Another thing that
Hold up. I thought she was going to explain that a little bit more. This one, you know what's so funny? I haven't heard this articulated before, but this is so incredibly important. My fellas out right now. Just think about it right now, right? You ever been in conversation with a young lady and it's just like she'll talk for 2-3 minutes about something, and then you interject and you speak for like maybe 2 sentences, and then she's already cutting you off and interjecting and talking about something completely different, right? Like, or you're telling them a story about something and they're trying to like, you know, guess your words before they come out of your mouth, but they're often wrong. These type of people I stay away from like the goddamn plague. Okay. Because, you know, they might describe it as, you know, they're just into the conversation, but it shows a complete lack of respect. That means that you don't honor and respect the words that are coming out of my mouth to the extent of cutting me off. These type of young women I run from like the plague. I'm telling you guys, the ones that you guys can find that respect when you talk, just sit and listen and allow you to just communicate. Those are some real ones. Let's keep it going.
To remind people of, because it's really, really easy to forget when you've been married a long time, especially, is the power of affection. And when I'm talking about affection here, I'm not talking about sex, although obviously
it's important.
That's also important.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about non-sexual affection, whether it's touching his head, putting your hand on his just touching him in any way, hugging him, kissing him, just non-sexual affection. And really the best way to get into the headspace of that is to think about what you probably did if you have a son, or you can imagine you would do if you had a son and you see him at the end of his first grade day or whatever. And what's the thing you're going to do naturally is to run up and hug him and kiss him and let him know that you missed him.
Yeah.
Well, the vast majority of boys have somebody waiting for them, and that person at the end of the day, and that person is almost always facts, mom. And they're raised on a steady diet of attention and affection from the number one woman in their lives. And who does that number one woman
transition
become
to
when they get older?
Yeah.
His wife or his significant other, who's also a female.
That's
Obviously,
true.
I'm talking about heterosexual relationships here. But at any rate, that's what they associate with and respond to. So you probably did a lot of that when you were first dating, but when time goes on and life gets in the way, we forget the significance of just those really small physical gestures, but they empower and lift up your man. Okay. Number 2.
Yo, it's, as she's talking, it's just so ridiculous to me that, many people don't know these different things, which is why, doing videos like this, I think is still impactful, even though she's using the construct of marriage. I think it could be taken out of there as well. You know what I'm saying? But like at first when she started speaking about it, I was like, okay, well, let her keep on talking so I can understand a little bit more. But it's true. And I love her example from boyhood, right, to manhood, and how that transition doesn't mean that feeling goes away necessarily. Okay. And I think it's important for women to understand that. All right. There's nothing better. There ain't nothing like, after a long day, being able to rest your head in between the lap of a very feminine woman. There's something unique about that. There's something very unique about that. All right. When I was going through the shit that I was going through with my cancer, it was nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing from like a family perspective to have your family ride for you. All right. But there's something else about resting your head in the lap of a very feminine woman and her saying, you're going to be all right. It's just something about it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Men live to see the woman they love happy. That's it. That's all they want, which means if you're negative and a downer or complaining or moaning or nagging, drama, you are sucking the life out of him.
Completely.
When you're happy and smiling and generating positive energy, you are emboldening him. And keep in mind, this isn't all just to accommodate him. This comes back to you because you get the best of him so that you're not frustrated with why is he not being this or why is he not being that.
Pouring into
very often it's because of what you're bringing to the table is sucking that out of him.
Yes.
And you have the power to lift it up. That's why these 6 things are so important. Easy to please and quick to forgive. Men live to see the woman they love happy. Number 3.
Wait. Men. The reason why I apologize for pausing so much, guys. I'll leave a link to this down in the description box down below if y'all want to hear my funky ass talk over this shit like this. So you guys can go check her out as well as all of her content. But like what flashed into my mind, I remember dating this young lady, and on the first date, that's how I knew that it was going to be nothing more than the viscous innards, if it ever got to that, right? Is because on the first date, she complained about her family. She complained about the job that she worked at. She complained about her waking up in the morning and how it was just nothing but pure and utter complaining. And I said to myself, if she's like this on the first date, imagine what she's going to be like when she gets comfortable. All right. Red flags and key indicators, guys. If they're not about that peace shit, if they exist in abyss level, right? If there's always a rain cloud over them, run for the goddamn hills. Run, maybe suggest therapy on the way out, but run for the goddamn hills. Let's keep going.
And don't like to fight with women.
Big
I did
true.
a whole video on this some months back.
Yeah.
They are not
remove
cut
me
out
from that
to fight with women. They're not cut out for emotional warfare. They'll fight a man without a problem, but they're not interested or adept at fighting with a woman, which is why they're always stuck between wanting to please you, but also needing to do right by you. It's a very difficult position to be in for a man.
She's a scholar.
Very. Because at his core, he doesn't want to fight.
No.
Okay, number four. I
don't even know what to say about that one. Right? Like, no, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. I hate drama. I loathe. That's usually what I tell a young lady when I first meet them. Like, when they talk about your non-negotiables, for me, it's drama. If I see any type of drama from you or anyone in your life, that's it. I'm done. I can't put it in within my energy. I can't be as dope as what I can be. Create the things that I need to create, right? To conquer the mountains that I choose to conquer. If there's any drama around me, it's an anchor of bullshit. I don't want to fight with you or anything in and around your life at all. I don't want your baggage, your bullshit, none of that shit. None of that shit. She's right though. Let's keep going.
A man's identity is inextricably linked to his need and desire to provide and protect. Which means if you are usurping his ability to do this, you're going to have problems in your marriage.
Great word,
and
usurping.
What I mean by that is it's not so much about who makes more, although that matters. It's more about how are you handling that money that you are making, and how are you handling the budget, assuming you even have one, together as a team.
Why would you not?
And if you are, for example, spending more than he's able to earn, or disagreeing with each other, or deciding on something and then not sticking to it, anything that's undermining his ability to provide is going to deflate him, and you're going to have marital problems. The number one most important thing you can do is let him stay in a position to be your hero and to be your provider, even if you earn money. And there are a lot of little tricks to that. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but that's at the core of so many marital problems. Is that the ability to provide and be their woman's hero has been completely stripped from them. And it's very hard for them to step in and overpower you, going back to that whole, not, wanting you to be happy, not wanting to fight with you. And that's where things get very complicated.
She's right. It's inextricably linked. Men have a hero complex. We absolutely do. We want to save the day, which is why, like, when communicating with a woman, one of the things that you have to understand is like, are you communicating this to me just to vent, or do you want me to fix some shit? Because you have to set the context before you start going off and start talking about some shit. Am I just a listening ear? Because I'm going to take it as I'm supposed to fix some shit. With men, you have to set the context, ladies. For the 15 and a half ladies that watch this channel, you have to set the context. All right? Because we want to fix it. It's inextricably linked to our purpose with y'all.
When he's in charge of his own, when he has agency over what he brings to the table, he's emboldened. And if that's stripped from him, he just sort of gives up. And that's when the marriage will start its descent. Number 5, your man will not come right out and tell you when he's unhappy. So you're going to have to read the signs. Men are action oriented. They're not going to come sit down and say, I want to talk. Let's talk about marriage. I mean, that just does not happen. In fact, if you say that, he's going to brace himself for something he doesn't want to do. So he's not going to bring this to your attention, but he's going to act out in a way that's going to let you know what he's feeling. So you have to really know your husband or your man and really read him, read the signs, because his behaviors will show you if he's not happy. And then when he does, I'm not saying he never would tell you. Oftentimes men do tell their wives when they're unhappy, but they're not heard. And then they just give up. So because they speak so much less than we do, it's important that when they do speak, that you really hear them. Don't just dismiss it as a nothing, because it's very likely not a nothing.
Out of all the things, this is one that I'm the most iffy on, but maybe it's because she's speaking from this construct of, right, this perspective of marriage. But like, from my perspective, when I see bullshit, I call it out, like immediately. I try to nip shit in the bud in the beginning. Like she said, men are action oriented. I'm action oriented as well. So I will call that shit out. But maybe she's just talking about like the state of the union of most married dudes, right? In order to stay in that marriage, they feel as though they can't talk about it or call some shit out. So All right, let's see the last one.
Number 6, last one. Men respond to sweet talk and bottom lines. So the better way of putting that is, let's see, really, really sweet, really, really nice, really, really kind.
But what's the result?
Cute doesn't hurt either.
What's the outcome?
Playful doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
But getting to the point as well.
Oh.
So the combination of being cute and fun and sweet and kind.
But getting
to the point is hugely important. If you go on and on and on, you're going to lose him.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Figure out what you want to say. Write it out if you have to. Come up with 1 or 2 sentences.
Bullet points.
And get it out. And just end of story. Don't go on and on with it. He will hear you. The moment you start going on and on, you've lost him.
Lost me.
Sweet talk and bottom lines. So there you go. 6 things. Number 1, men are easy to please and easy to please and quick to forgive. 2, men live to see the woman they love happy. 3, men don't like to fight with women. 4, a man's identity is inextricably linked to his need to provide and protect. Number 5, men don't come out and tell you when they're unhappy, so you have to read the signs. And number 6, men respond to sweet talk and bottom lines. So as much as you can focus your energies on those 6 things, I promise you, your relationship will improve exponentially and overnight.
All right, let me pause the video right here. Whoa, she's good. That last one, even the cute, bubbly talk, I would say even cut that one out and get to the bottom line portion, right? Like you can communicate like that all that you want. That kind of goes into a woman's femininity, but getting to the bottom line is very important. And I think it's key for women to understand that because, men talk directly to each other, right? Or just in general, but women speak indirectly. Right. So she'll tell you like a whole conversation in order to help you try to do something else. Like get to the bottom line. Like just and we will hear you. We will hear you. All right. Her name again, Susan Venker. All right. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. She's got a ton of videos like this as well. Fantastic content. All right. Fantastic content. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Listen, gents, if you're still here with me, go down in the comment box and let me know which ones you agree with, which one that you don't. All right. Because at the end of the day, women no longer can go along and say, what are the things, we ask them, what do you bring to the table? I am the table, all that other bullshit. All right. There are resources out there for them to understand what men want. And if you guys agree with the content in here, let me know down in the comment box so that they can know. They're reading the comments as well. They quiet as shit. All right. All 22 of them. You know what I'm saying? They quiet as shit, but they there. All right. They there. Trust me. All right. Until next time, YouTube.